Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craftably Ever After and welcome to another video. Now friends, today I've got a few cute projects to share with you. First of all, and I've got actually two main events reveals happening today. The first, of course, is the third week of the hashtag Nautical November cal that I'm doing with my lovely friends here on YouTube, Lee from Lee Mac and Pamela from Ginger Cat Crochet. We are doing all things related to the ocean during November. So anything to do nautical, pirates, ships, ocean, whatever you can think of that is even remotely linked to the sea or the beach, or just there's a million things that you can use as inspiration for our Nautical November cal. Now, the second thing that sort of goes hand in hand with this cal for this week specifically is, of course, also the reveal of the hooking up with books that I'm doing with my very good friend Caroline from the channel For the Love of Crochet. Now, we have been doing hooking up with books for about 2 years now. So every 2 months we decide on a book and we make a project inspired by something within the book. Now, you can either read the book. Most of the time the book also had some sort of a film or TV series adaptation that you could use to get your inspiration from as well. Our last book for this year and also for our entire series, we have decided to take a little break from hooking up with books. But the last book that we have ended off for this year is one of my favorites, and it is Persuasion by Jane Austen. Now, the brilliant thing, and I've mentioned it in my previous video, is that Persuasion is sort of set against a naval background. So there's a lot of ocean themes within the story. Fits in beautifully with the hashtag Nautical November. So my project, there's a bigger project and a slightly smaller one, both of them covering Nautical November and Jane Austen's Persuasion. But let me show you what I made my project from. I used, just to mix it up a bit, this book. Now, the Amigurumi Favorites actually has a number of very cute ocean or nautical type projects in it. But the one I settled on is this one. This cute little crab. Now, in his hand, you will see a little boat. And this is to represent the naval background of Captain Frederick Wentworth. He's the main male character. If you've not seen the story or if you've not read the book, it's a beautiful story of two young people madly in love, and Anne's family sort of persuaded her that Frederick was not the man for her. He had no connections, no fortune, which was quite a big deal in that time. But then, of course, Frederick went off, joined the Navy, made a fortune, came back 8 years later, and, well, the story unfolds from there. So this little ship represents the Navy and Frederick Wentworth's links to the Navy, and how, you know, there's a lot of ocean themes. The one big sort of event that happens where he realizes he actually has always loved Anne. She's the only woman for him. They were on an outing to Lyme, which is by the ocean, and there was an incident with one of the girls, and he just realized that there's no other woman for him than Anne. So it's a beautiful story. I really love all of the Jane Austens. So if you haven't read the book, please do yourself a favor. See if you can find it, or watch one of the there's many movie adaptations that you can find on YouTube. I personally like I think it's the 2007 version. My favorite is actually the 1995 version of Persuasion. Really love that one. And then, of course, my little crab fits in perfectly with Nautical November. Now, I really enjoyed making these two. This little boat is actually a free pattern that I found via Pinterest on some other website. I will link it down below. And my little crab, as I mentioned, I got from the Amigurumi Favorites book, and it is this one. Cedric the crab. Now, he was not difficult to make at all. I really enjoyed making him. He does have quite a bit of sewing, so I think that was the part that probably took me the longest, because you do sew on the eyes, these little patches on the eye, these little arms, the dots, the little legs. But it was not a difficult pattern to make at all. And just look at that adorable little face. I think his little claw is perfect to hold his little sailboat. You can see he is just a happy chap, just enjoying life on the beach and in the ocean. I really enjoyed making this one. Very different from my normal makes. I've never actually ever made a crab pattern before, and this one definitely a very enjoyable pattern, and it's from a designer I think that many of you would know really well, Elisa's Crochet, Elisa Sartori, or she's known on her social medias as Elisa's Crochet. Beautifully written pattern, thoroughly enjoyed it. For this guy, it should come as no surprise that I used rainbow cotton 8/6 and a 2.5 millimeter hook. Of course, my favorite hook, my favorite yarn for amigurumi. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed seeing my little Cedric the crab that I made for hooking up with books, as well as the Nautical November cal. Now, at the end of this video, I will have a little slideshow of the projects that was submitted for hooking up with books specifically. At the end of November, I will have a slideshow of everyone who submitted something for the Nautical November cal. So the only slideshow for today will be the projects that I've received for Persuasion. Some cute projects that were submitted, and I will pop them at the end of the video as I usually do. Thank you for everyone who joined in. Thank you for everyone who's joining in with the Nautical November cal. We are enjoying it so much. There's so many of you that have joined in. There's all the time popping up projects on Instagram, people that's emailing the projects to us as well. We are really, really enjoying the process. So keep it up. If you still want to join in, there's 2 more Fridays left in November. So 2 more weeks where you can submit a project to us. You can send it to any of us, to myself, to Pamela, to Lee. We will show it on our channels. I'm not sure how the other ladies will be doing it, if they're doing it every week or also towards the end like I will be doing, but you are more than welcome to join in. All right, you guys, that was it for my 2 crochet alongs that had their reveals for today. Now the rest of my projects are also to do with crochet alongs. Actually, I don't think, again, there's no other thing that I'm showing you today that is not linked to some or other cal. And I will start with one that I've been really enjoying, and I mention it every week that I chat to you. I'm really enjoying the A Year of Granny Squares cal hosted by my friend Jenny. I did finish the most recent square. I think we're already on square number 15. I can't remember the name of the square. I'll pop it on the screen. But it was this one. A really, really easy, a very cute sunshine square. So I think it's called something like sunshine or summer sun, or I'm not sure. It's something to do with the sun. But I really, really enjoyed making this one. A very welcome square, because currently in Denmark, we don't actually see the sun all that often, and we probably won't see the sun for many, many months. Like, it would peek out for like minutes. every now and then. But really it is a very, very dark and dreary time in Denmark at the moment. So I did actually enjoy this cute little sun square. This one, again, as with all my squares, I'm using Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is a fingering weight yarn, a yarn weight 1, and a 2.5mm hook. There's more than enough time. If you guys want to join in, hop over to Jenny's channel. She has a video about a year of Granny Squares Cal that comes on every Thursday. She has a beautiful slideshow. She chats about it. So you can find more information on Jenny's channel that I will of course link down below. The other project that I can finally show you is for Litsa over at Coco's Crochet. She is having Through the Decades Cal. Now I've not had the time to join in with all 4 decades. It started with the 1950s, it had the 1960s, October was the 1970s, and she's ending this month with the 1980s. So I did submit something for the 1970s, and it was this adorable Hello Kitty. Now I will link the pattern down below. I really enjoyed making this Hello Kitty. I did work, I think this one I made with Rainbow Cotton 8/4. So the fingering weight yarn. So if you make her with obviously a bigger weight yarn, she will be quite a nice size, because even with the fingering weight yarn and my 2.5mm hook, she did come out really a really nice, like handheld size. I enjoyed making her, and the reason I chose Hello Kitty is because Sanrio, the company who created Hello Kitty, brought out the first Hello Kitty in 1974. So this one I really, really enjoyed making. Such a fun little Hello Kitty pattern. I will link it down below. The last crochet along that I want to share is the Amigurumi World Tour 2024. Of course, that has been going on for several months now, and we are working from the Whimsical Stitches book by Lauren Espy. Our book has had some movement this week. It reached our recipients both with our international book and the US book. I think the last 2 projects that got chosen has been the duck and the cow. So I will link in the description box below exactly which belongs to which book, because I know some of you only work according to the projects from the international book, some only use or work from the US book projects that gets picked. I just make whatever project comes along, so I'm just about through all of the projects in the book. I know a lot of you have done the same with me. It's been a lot of fun. I've updated the book a couple of days ago. In the meantime, I did receive some more photos, so I'll be updating the book sometime during the weekend. Again, I do try and do it once or twice in a week. I do update the book with all the projects that I received during that week. But what I wanted to remind you of is that I do have this little mini in-between non-cal. I know, it's just crochet alongs all over the place. But the mini in-between cal has to do still with this book. If you wanted to make one of the projects in a festive theme, so, or a holiday theme. So you could still, I mean, Halloween just passed, but we had some people who submitted their projects where they sort of put a Halloween twist on it. So you can choose any of the projects from the book and put a holiday twist on it. So you can either do it, for instance, in a winter theme, or for the Southern Hemisphere, I know they're heading towards summer. You can do it in a Christmas theme. So you can go and have a look at the book. There's a few of the projects that people have done wonderful sort of festive touches to it, and I will show you an example. Now, I've made, one of the most recent projects have been the duck, and I've made the duck exactly as it is in the book. But I decided I wanted to do a little festive ducky, and I made this guy. So this is the exact pattern from the Whimsical Stitches book, but I made him just a plain yellow duck this time, and I gave him a little, like a little winter hat and scarf nice and red and white, festive colors. So this is an example of how you can just add a little either a seasonal touch or a Thanksgiving or a Christmas touch to any of the projects that's been selected so far. There's quite a few people who do not have the book, and do not worry friends, I've got you covered. You can still join in on the mini in between non-cal by using the Chubby Bunny pattern from Lauren Espy. So you'll also see, if you scroll through our journal, right at the end, the very last page, I've got 2 projects that's been submitted so far using the Chubby Bunny pattern. So you can either use, now Lauren Espy has got numerous variations of the Chubby Bunny. She's got it in a Thanksgiving theme, and she's got it in a Christmas theme as well. So you can either make those specific ones, or you can just use the Chubby Bunny base pattern and adapt it in your own unique way. Then send me a photo. You will go into our little lucky draw, and I do have a tiny little giveaway linked to the mini in between non-cal. But this was just to give you an example of how you can adapt one of the patterns in the book to give it a little festive or seasonal twist. And I actually, to be honest, I prefer this little yellow ducky to the mallard that they've got in the book. This one, it's so cute. I really enjoyed it. And he actually, when you don't do all of the many color changes they have in the book, this one worked up really, really quickly. So, as I say, you are more than welcome to just still submit your project. If it's got a holiday twist to it, it will still go onto our Hello From pages. Nothing changes there. If you make one of the projects, even if you put a holiday twist on it, goes to the Hello From pages. If you use the Chubby Bunny pattern, it goes onto our Chubby Bunny Hello From page. And that's it, you guys. That is what I had to update you on. I hope you enjoyed, again, a very long chat about all the crochet alongs that I am taking part in at the moment. Some I'm hosting, some I'm just joining in with. I've just been loving it so much. Reading your emails, getting your project photos, having you join in on everything that we put out there. I just need you guys to know that all of us who create videos every week, we appreciate your support so much. This is why we do it. We do it for the community feel, being a part of people who like the same things as we do. So, as always, loved hanging out with you guys. I cannot wait for next week when we have already week 4 of the Nautical November Cal. Please submit your ocean nautical related projects to me and any of the other ladies as well. We love receiving it. All right, friends, that is it for this week. I've kept you busy for quite a while today, but I just love talking to you all every week. Thank you for being a part of my life. All right, you guys, I will talk to you really soon. And as always, friends, until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.